first I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. First game in 12 days. Had a good week of practice, and had to kind of revamp some things since we're down to 3 guards, so can't play as fast as we had been playing. And went down a very hostile environment. TSU's been playing great. Coach Inman's done a great job with their team. Very athletic, very deep team that just came off a 96-61 win against Austin Peay at home. So we knew it was going to be a rough game. We went in, played well enough in the first half, but missed 11 free throws. So you're down 12 at the half. Late in the half, they go on a 9-0 run to take it from a 1-possession game to an 11-point game, and we missed 6 free throws during that span. And then the games opened up, and you're talking about a team. We were shooting 76% from the free throw line going into the game. So it's just one of those things. We talked at halftime about it. I mean, those are things you just have to do on the road. You have to make free throws. You have to get defensive rebounds. So that put us behind at the half, and went out in the second half, made every free throw attempt we got. Didn't get to the line as much in the second half. Only got there 7 times, but made all of them. And just gave up too many offensive rebounds. Turned it over a few too many times, but for us, that's been one of our strengths. And some of those turnovers were, you got to give credit to TSU for how they play, and they really did a nice job. But played hard, but you can't shoot 56% from the free throw line when you're shorthanded, and you can't give up 19 offensive rebounds and get outscored on the second chance points 21-4. So that's really what the game came down to. Good rally, battled, continued to play when we got down. Got it back into a manageable area. If we had played with the confidence we played with in the second half, in the first half on the offensive end, probably would have been a different outcome. Shot 64% in the second half because we started attacking a little more aggressively, and we started shooting the ball when we were open. And we've got to overcome those things. And right now we're in a stretch where we have several home games in a row. And we have 5 games coming up in 10 days, so that's certainly going to test our depth. And we have an opportunity if we can win games at home, and we can split one of those last 2 on the road. I feel like we've still got a fighting chance to get in the tournament. So our focus is to get better every day and be prepared for Eastern Illinois on Saturday when we see them, and then we'll take it from there.
Is this the toughest stretch you've ever experienced as a head coach?
In what regard?
Just with the losses of the personnel.
Actually, the teams responded really well. Practices have been good. They've been light. They've been lively. They're playing hard. And that's all you can really ask as a coach, is that they do everything they're capable of doing. And hopefully they're learning, because you're in these situations. We get it down. We've got a chance to win the ball game last night at TSU, and we get stops. And then we give up an offensive rebound, and we've got a guard on the strong side, and she doesn't block somebody out, and that player runs all the way across the court and gets a weak side rebound. Those type things. Hopefully we're learning from those mistakes. It is difficult. We have a lineup last night. At one point, I believe we had Jessica Winfrey, we had Shan Hosey, we had Shay out there. We had Natanya Jackson, and we had Nakia Edom. And if you'd put together all the possible lineup combinations when the season started, and you set our coaching staff down and said, now what's going on if you got this lineup in there, we couldn't have figured it out. Okay, so we're limited in that game by some foul trouble, and we had a fatigue issue that we had to have. And I told the Taylor Porter and Jansen when they came out, you got 30 seconds rest. That's all we can afford. And it is what it is. But as long as we're learning from those things, and it's not a little thing, but they had that one particular guard got 3 offensive rebounds late in the game where she ran to the other side of the floor and came up with the ball. And that's a thing where a lot of times when you're young, you don't understand the importance of blocking out away from the ball when you think your player has no chance to get it. So it's difficult in that regard. But the way the players have responded, it's really the only thing that's difficult is losing the games. Practice has been good. The effort's there. It's just not quite enough to win the games right now.
In those 7 straight losses, you've been in those games. It feels like there's just one run.
Yeah, I've been in all of them. We were in the Tennessee Tech game early, but they kind of put us away and kept it at double figures. We made a run to get back in single digits, but other than that, we've been in all of them, and it's been one run, then we make a run, and it's just 1 or 2 plays down the stretch in the final couple of minutes that just not quite good enough to come away with the win. And it's been a different issue. A couple of times it's been free throw shooting, which at SIUE we lose by 4, and we shoot 50% from the free throw line. Makes it difficult. And then the next game I think we shot 85% from the free throw line the next game. But we give up a couple of key offensive rebounds late in the game. So, those are things where as long as we're learning and getting better, those mistakes, they've gotten fewer, but just not enough to win the games we're in. When your team does everything they can do and you lose the game, you feel really bad for them. And we're not doing everything we can do. And they understand that. I mean, they knew when they came in at halftime, you can't miss 11 free throws in the first half of a game on the road. So they knew that had to change. Well, if we could have relaxed and made that change during the first half and made free throws, the game's a different story.
Besides slowing it down offensively, what are some other changes that you've had to make with such a short bench?
Well, defensively, we're playing a little more of our zone than we had played before, and have been pretty good in it at times. But the rebounding, like I said, was an issue in the way we play that particular zone, and I won't go into details about it. But every single person on the floor has a specific blockout assignment. So it's not like, typically you're in a 2-3 zone and everybody says rebounding is the weakness of playing zone. You're right next to somebody to block out in the way we play this particular zone, and it's just a matter of doing it. And, we've had the same issue at times late in games. Been pretty good throughout most games with the exception of the Tennessee Tech game. But late in games, when you're fatigued, you go back to your habits that you've developed. That's why people always say they'd rather have sophomores than freshmen, because your habits get better over time. And, that's been a key issue for us.
What kind of problems does Orisova pose for you, Saturday?
A lot. She's got great size. She's a great player, very skilled post player. Obviously a European player, but a very, very physical player. Up there, when we played them there, Jessica Winfrey got knocked out early in the game by one of her elbows that Winfrey just ran into, and got a concussion and couldn't play the rest of the game, and that hurt us to not have her on the floor for most of that game. But Orisova does a phenomenal job with her body, really seeking out contact and posting hard. She cut in front of our face several times, got low post position. She can step out and shoot the 3, and once she gets going, she's just a beast on the boards. So we're going to have to stay focused and locked in on her. And, they have a couple of kids who can really shoot it from the perimeter that can stretch your defense out. So it makes it difficult.
Also, I noticed they hit 78% from the line in conference games.
Yeah, they're a very veteran team. The lineup that they'll put on the floor, they average more than 4 years experience in college basketball. And the lineup we average a little less than 2. So, it'll be there's a difference in experience level. And, there are ways we just have to overcome that. Players have to start taking ownership, and that's one thing that's happened over the last week and a half, 2 weeks. A lot of players are, they know when they've made a mistake. You can see the recognition immediately. And so that's the first step in fixing those things.
Last time you took on EIU, it seemed like the team was driving and they'd get a lot of block shots. And second half started to go to the 3-point line. What are your adjustments for that next time?
Well, we were horrendous offensively to start that game. I think we started that game off 1 of 17 from the field. Just very, very poor offensive execution. So, hopefully we execute better. It's a team we can attack and get to the free throw line. We avoided contact at all costs at the beginning of that game, which is the reason they blocked a lot of shots, because when people have length, when you avoid them, that's when they block shots. It's not when you go through a shot blocker. But we just have to do a better job overall offensively, and no question about it. I think that game we scored 55 points in the second half. So 55, 53 something. We scored over 50 in the second half where we spread the floor out. We had more of an attack mentality, really taking it to them instead of trying to go away from them to get shots off. I remember early in the game, one of our players spun and shot a little short corner, 12-foot jump shot. And, we had told him, you try to fade away, she's going to block the shot. And first shot she took, she tried to fade away on her, blocked the shot, came over, and asked her if she believed us now. She's like, yeah, coach, I'm going to do that again. Next time down, tried to shoot a step back jumper over the same player, block shot. So we just got to be better.